An 8-pole lap-wound armature has 1200 conductors and flux per pole of 0.02 Weber. Determine the generated EMF when running at 600 RPM. So we know that the generated EMF in DC machine is proportional to phi omega, where phi is flux and omega is the rotor speed, where the units of omega is radians per second. So it is angular speed. And obviously we know that the flux is in Webers. So if I break this up, or if I first remove the constant, remove the proportional sign, I will get E is equal to K phi omega R. Now K can be written as Pz by 2 pi A, where P is number of poles, Z is total number of conductors, and A is number of parallel paths. Okay, and write phi as it is, that is, this is flux per pole, that is, I can denote it as phi P, and omega, coming to omega R. So if I convert radians per second, that is angular speed, to mechanical speed, that is in RPM, I can write 2 pi by 60 into N, where N is in RPM, that is revolutions per minute. So this 2 pi gets cancelled, and we will have the, now we will get the final equation as Pz phi Pn by 60 A volts. Now let's solve our given question. So the number of poles is given, you can see here 8 pole lap wound is given, so number of poles is 8. So number of parallel paths, so it is given lap wound. Lap, every time the lap winding is there, the number of parallel paths will be equal to the number of poles, that is 8. And please remember, number of parallel paths when lap winding is there, it is equal to the number of poles. When wave winding is there, is equal to 2. So the number of conductors is given as 1200 conductors. So I can write that is total number of conductors is 1200. Now flux per pole is given, that is phi P is 0.02 Weber, or I can write 2 into 10 power minus 3 Webers. Now determine the EMF when running at 600 RPM. So the speed is given, speed of the rotor is given, that is 600 RPM. Now let us substitute all of this in the generated EMF's equation. So now I will substitute all these things. So 8 gets cancelled. Now we'll solve this in calculator. We are getting 240. Okay, so E is equal to 240 volts. So the generated EMF is 240 volts. Okay, thank you.